Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Parson. Recently, the Lord has put into my heart to start posting biblical messages online. I have a lot that I want to do with this channel, so make sure you stay tuned. Today, we're going to be talking about the parable of the Good Samaritan, which is Luke 10:25 through 37. There was a scholar of the law who stood up to test him and said, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus said to him, "What is written in the law? How do you read it?" He said in reply, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your being, with all your strength, with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." He replied to him, "You have answered correctly. Do this and you will live." But because he wished to justify himself, he said to Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus replied, "A man fell victim to robbers as he went down from Jerusalem to Jericho. They stripped him and beat him and went off, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down that road, but when he saw him, he passed by on the opposite side. Likewise, a Levite came to the place, and when he saw him, he passed by on the opposite side also. But a Samaritan traveler who came upon him was moved with compassion at the sight. He approached the victim, poured oil and wine over his wounds, and bandaged them. Then he lifted him up on his own animal, took him to an inn, and cared for him. The next day he took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper, with the instruction, 'Take care of him. If you sin more than what I have given you, I shall repay you on my way back.' Which of these 3, in your opinion, was neighbor to the robber's victim?" He answered, "The one who treated him with mercy." Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." Okay. So just a little background on this passage. A lawyer was a religious legal expert back in the day. And he basically asked, "Who is my neighbors?" So who should he love as much as himself? Just people who look like you, my enemies, people in my country, like who? Who is my neighbor? The first 2 people to pass by in Jesus' parable was the Jewish priest and the Levite, both of whom held respected religious positions back in the day. But they both chose to ignore the injured person. There was a lot of bad blood between the Jewish people and the Samaritans. I can make another video on that if y'all like. Just leave a comment below. But a little background on the Samaritans. They lived in the northern Jerusalem. They was half Jew, half Gentile. They had a unique system of worship, and they didn't mess with the Jews. But even so, he still had compassion and showed mercy on the man. Love for God is demonstrated for love for all others, not just for people of your own race, gender, people who in the country, no, for everybody, your enemies too. There are countless modern parallels between the Jewish and the Samaritan people. Whenever people are divided by racial and ethnic barriers, it's always kind of synopsis with Jewish and Samaritans back in the day. Someone once said, "It is not the person who from the radically different culture on the other side of the world that is hardest to love, but the nearby neighbor whose skin color, language, rituals, values, ancestry, history, and customs are different from one's own." Okay, a couple scriptures and then I'll leave y'all alone. Romans 13:8. "Let no debt remain outstanding, except for the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law." Philippians 2:3. "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself." John 13:34. "A new command I give you. Love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another." Luke 6:35. "But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked." I hope y'all like this message today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share. Have a good blessed day, everybody.